Two-nation theory. Introduction. The two-nation theory in its simplest way means the cultural, political, religious, economic and social dissimilarities between the two major communities, Hindus and Muslim, of the subcontinent. These differences of outlook, in fact, were greatly instrumental in giving rise to two distinct political ideologies which were responsible for the partition of India into two independent states. The basis of the creation of Pakistan. The two-nation theory was the basis of the struggle for creation of Pakistan, which held that Hindus and Muslims are two separate nations. They, in spite of living together for centuries, could not forget their individual culture and civilization. There are a few factors which split the inhabitants of the subcontinent into two nations. Let us examine each of them separately. Religious differences. Islam preaches Tawheed, oneness of Allah, and believes in equality of man before law. Muslims are the believers of God, the Holy Prophet, peace be upon him, the Holy Book Quran, and hold a cohesive approach towards life. Hinduism, on the other hand, is based on the concept of multiple gods. Their society follows a caste system and is divided into 4 classes and has a very narrow approach towards life. Hindu nationalism. The Hindu nationalist leaders totally ignored the great contribution made by the Muslims in the Indian society by way of promoting education and other social activities. Their writings and ideas flared up the communal discord between Hindus and Muslims to further pollute the political condition. Cultural differences. Muslim followed the Islamic culture, while Hindus inherited a self-built culture. The Hindus burnt their dead bodies while Muslim bad them. Hindus considered the mother cow as a sacred animal and worshipped it while Muslims slaughtered it. They performed sati while Muslims abhorred this tradition. Social differences. The two communities of the subcontinent differ in their social life as well as the clothes, the foods, the household utensils, the layout of homes, the words of salutation, the gestures, and everything about them was different and immediately pointed to the distinctive origin. Economic differences. After 1857, the Muslim economic was crushed. The Muslims were thrown out of government services and their estates and properties were confiscated, while the Hindus were provided with ample opportunities to progress economically. Educational differences. The Hindus had advanced in the educational field because they quickly and readily took to the English education, while Muslims did not receive modern education, which heavily affected their economic conditions. Political differences. The political differences between the Hindus and Muslims have played an important role in the development and evolution of the two-nation theory. Hindi-Urdu controversy. In 1867, the Hindus demanded that Urdu should be written in Hindi script instead of Persian script. This created another gap between Hindus and Muslims. Congress attitude. The Indian National Congress was founded in 1885. It claimed to represent all communities of India but oppressed all Muslim ideas and supported the Hindus. Partition of Bengal. In 1905, the partition of Bengal ensured a number of political benefits for the Muslims, but the Hindus launched an agitation against the partition and partition was annulled in 1911. Sir Syed Ahmed, the pioneer of two-nation theory. The entire freedom movement revolved around the two-nation theory, which was introduced by Sir Syed Ahmed Khan. He considered all those lived in India as one nation and was a great advocate of Hindu-Muslim unity, speaking at the meeting of nation and was a great advocate of Hindu-Muslim unity. Sir Syed Ahmed, the pioneer of two-nation theory. I look to both Hindus and Muslims with the same eyes and consider them as my own eyes. By the word nation I mean only Hindus and Muslims and nothing else. We Hindus and Muslims live together on the same soil under the same government. Our interests and problems are common, and therefore, I consider the two factions as one nation. Two-nation theory in the view of Allama Iqbal. Allama Iqbal was the first important figure who propounded the idea of separate homeland on the basis of two-nation theory. In the annual session of Muslim League at Allahabad in 1930, he said, "India is a continent of human beings belonging to different languages and professing different religions. I, therefore, demand the formation of consolidated Muslim state in the best interests of the Muslims of India and Islam." Quaid-e-Azam's statement on two-nation theory. He expounded the two nations theory in such detail that most Muslims and even some Hindus came to believe in its truth. He declared, "Muslims are not a minority, they are one nation by every definition of the word nation. By all canons of international law we are a nation." Quaid-e-Azam reiterated that Hindus and Muslims could ever evolve a common nationality was an idle dream. Quaid-e-Azam's statement on two-nation theory. He said, "Hindustan is neither one country, nor its inhabitants one nation. This is subcontinent which consists of many nations of which the Hindus and Muslims are two major nations."
Two-nation theory is the basis of the creation of Pakistan because without it Pakistan would not come into being on the 14th of August 1947.
What are the two major communities of the subcontinent?
According to two nations theory, Indian Muslims and Indian Hindus are two separate nations, with their own customs, religion, and traditions.
What type of system does Hinduism follow? Believe on multiple birth, multiple gods, caste system.
These four castes are the Brahmins, priests, teachers, Kshatriyas, rulers, warriors, Vaishyas, landowners, merchants, and Sudras, servants, and the fifth group is the group of the untouchables, called Dalits.
What did the Hindus do while Muslims buried them? Burnt their dead bodies, buried their dead bodies, throw away in rivers.
According to Hindu custom, the deceased are cremated as it is believed that souls, after living in the body for such a long time, get attached to the body and refuse to leave. Thus, if the body is not cremated and buried, the soul will linger in the vicinity and not depart.
What animal did Hindus consider sacred? Mother snake, mother cow, mother lion.
It represents Mother Earth, as it is a source of goodness and its milk nourishes all creatures. Krishna, a central Hindu deity, is often portrayed in stories recounting his life as a cowherd and referring to him as the child who protects cows.
What did the two communities of the subcontinent immediately point to? The distinctive origin, very rigid in their belief, they just hate each other.
The correct answer is the distinctive origin.
When was the Muslim economic crushed? 1857, 1840, 1925.
After the Alamgir's rule in Indian subcontinent, the Muslim government and its domination continued to decline, and after 1857 it was abolished completely. During this period, Muslim intellectuals were constantly striving for domination.
What language did the Hindus quickly take to? Hindi in Sanskrit script, English, Urdu.
The British introduced Western literature, science, and education through the English language after arriving in India, and Hindus were quick to accept it while Muslims were shy.
When was the Indian National Congress founded? 1859, 1915, 1885.
On the 28th of December 1885, the Indian National Congress was founded at Gokul Das Tejpal Sanskrit College in Bombay, with 72 delegates in attendance. Hume assumed office as the General Secretary, and Womesh Chandra Banerjee of Calcutta was elected President.
When was the partition of Bengal annulled? 1905, 1911, 1895. Bengal was partitioned on the 16th of October 1905. Swadeshi movement was launched to protest the partition of Bengal. In 1905, the Bang Bhum movement started in the whole country in protest against the partition of Bengal. After political opposition, Lord Hardinge reintegrated Bengal on the 12th of December 1911. Who was the first important figure who propounded the idea of separate homeland on the basis of two-nation theory? Sir Syed Ahmad Khan, Quaid-e-Azam, Allama Iqbal.
Allama Iqbal was the first important figure who propounded the idea of separate homeland on the basis of two-nation theory. In the annual session of Muslim League at Allahabad in 1930, he said, "India is a continent of human beings belonging to different languages and professing different religions. I, therefore, demand the formation of consolidated Muslim state in the best interests of the Muslims of India and Islam."